All right, I'm gonna tell you a little story about that happened about 20 minutes ago. Um, about how I locked myself out and became a goddamn man. All right, you know. So story begins with me. I'm up at like 3:25 in the morning, and it's summer vacation. My sleep schedule's fucked. All right, there's no saving it. I'm up there. I'm watching YouTube, and I'm getting pretty hungry. All right. And I decide I'm gonna go out in the kitchen and make myself a peanut butter and fluff sandwich. So I get up, I'm walking in the hallway, and the thing I don't like about my hallway is there's this really dark room to my right. Like it's pitch black at night. You can't see a goddamn thing in there. And when you know what I'm saying when you're walking alone in your house at night and there's a dark room, you always want to run past it so whatever demon's inside doesn't snatch you up, right? So I run past that so nothing can steal me. And I get to my kitchen, turn the light, and I start making the peanut butter fluff sandwich when all of a sudden the motion sensor light that's outside turns on. All right, and that kind of freaks me out a bit. So I shut off the kitchen light so whatever's outside can't see me. And then I look outside the window and it's my cat, Leo. You can find him in you can see him in the Leo the Minecraft cat, my very first video. And he's out there and he meows and he tells me he wants to come in. So I go out my door and I go on my front porch. And the thing about my front porch is that it was built after like my house was built. So like it's an indoor front porch and like it's sorry about that. It's like it's an indoor front porch. It's got windows, it's got a roof, and it's got a door. All right, it's not very big. And so I open up the door, I let my cat in, and I go to open the door, like the actual door that leads into the house, and it's locked. And I'm like, oh shit. And I'm getting flashbacks from I'm starting to say to myself, I'm like, Ethan, you've done this before. You got to remember to unlock the fucking door before you close it, all right? And so my first initial thought is to bang on the door so my parents hear and wake up, but then they probably yell at me because it's again 3 in the morning and they're sleeping. And besides that, my parents are deep ass sleepers. All right, I locked myself out when I was 8 years old. I was pounding, I was screaming. My mom didn't wake up like even for a damn second. All right. So my second thought is that, like I said, my house was built like the front porch was built after my house. So there's this little window next to the door, right? I'm thinking I can open that up, crawl through it. And so I try and push on this window, and my parents must have fucking super glued the window because I could not get this window to budge one bit. All right, I couldn't get it to move the slightest. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, oh shit, Leo, we're gonna die out here. And my third initial thought is to just sleep. All right, and just sleep out there, wait out the night. I've done it before. I've pulled on ladders before. I can do this, right? And then I'm like, no, that's stupid. That's a waste of time. So my fourth and final thought is, you know what? I'm gonna grab my cat. I'm gonna put on these muck boots. I'm gonna go outside by myself in the dark, and then go around the house, snatch the key, and then go unlock the back door and go inside from there. And then so I grab the muck boots. I grab my cat, and I go outside, and I turn to my right to walk out there, and it's pitch black, and I'm like, fuck that. All right, nothing's snatching me tonight. All right. And so I go to my left where it's like much more lighter outside because, the motion sensor, but it's still pretty dark. And I don't know if you live like sort of like behind trees or something like that. Like I have a long driveway, so like I live behind trees. Like I'm in like a decently private house where like I'm sort of in the woods, but I'm not really. But it's weird. And so it's like I'm outside and I'm walking, and I don't know if you've ever walked outside alone, like in the woods, sorta, at like in the dark by yourself. It's a little spooky, all right, especially when you're a guy who loves like skinwalker stories and like horror camping stories and shit, right? Like being out there in the pitch black forest, the dead silent forest, it's not exactly pleasant. Just the thought of something walking up behind you out of nowhere, just going like or something. It's like jump scare shit. All right. It's like, so the only thing keeping me from going insane is my cat, right? I hear him purring. As long as I hear, I feel his like his fuzziness on my arms, right? Because I'm holding him. And so I finally see the key, and I grab it, and I notice like my throwing knife is on the table because I leave my knives outside. I don't know why, I just do. And so I grab it, I slide it in my pants. I'm like, there we go, I can defend myself. And all of a sudden, like, I put it in my pants, I grab the key, and I go, and unlock the door, and I pick my cat up, I lock the door back, like I'm inside now, everything's all good. And so I pick my cat up, and I remember that there's a peanut butter fluff sandwich out there waiting for me. And I walk back out. I walk past that room. I'm like, I'm not a fucking pussy anymore. I can walk by you every single time I want. And so I walk out there, I grab my sandwich, and here I am now, sitting, telling the story, eating my goddamn peanut butter fluff sandwich, and that is how I became a man.